Afternoon or magnificent afternoon and wonderful evening and marvelous morning. This is Carla from Rehan Allahwala's World of Connections. And today I am here with an interview with Joe NIcassio, who is a coach who can guarantee you that he can not only make the money that you spend on him back, but triple and quadruple the money within a year. Now we're going to get to know him a little better and his work and passions. But before I speak on that, I just wanted to remind you that this show, like all of my shows, is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which promotes peace one conversation at a time. Joe, I am so excited to talk to you here. Can you please introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Joe NIcassio. I come from a very average middle-class family. Life's been a roller coaster for me, as I'm sure it has for many people. I've had some ups and I've had some downs. I've made money, I've lost everything. So I've been on the roller coaster life. I've got an electrical engineering background. I've made over $1 million in technology, marketing and sales, and I lost everything. And I got blessed with a mentor, and I learned a lot about like building a business the right way, and just really, I learned from a genius who's not only a genius. My mentor's name is Jay Abraham, but he's a genius at extracting genius from other geniuses. And he's just a truly exceptional thinker, and he's an exceptional marketing and business development expert, exemplar, tons of successes, outside the box thinking. And I got to spend 7 years learning from this man after I lost everything. I made $1 million, lost everything, and I found a mentor, and he changed my life. And bottom line is I've helped a lot of people grow existing businesses, and I love doing that. So if you're making 3 or 5 or 7 or 10K a month, or 20K a month, and you want to get to the next level, I love doing that. But I also found that a lot of people are not making that kind of money. They're either making small money, or they're not even working at all. They're trying to figure out what they want to be when they grow up. And so this is my life work, is helping people build a dream business. Like, what is your dream business? Most people never even ask that question in the first place. They think life is struggle and life is hard, and it can be. And I think one of the challenges is the thinking that we have around this. And I think too often we say, I need to make money. That's a different conversation than I need to build a business, and I need to build a business that really serves people, and I need to build a business that I enjoy, and I need to build a business that actually produces a good income, so I can provide for myself and my spouse and my family and the people I love. And I want to build a business so that I can tap into the abundance, and I can have some of the overflow. And even if there's a little bit of overflow, I can do some charity or philanthropy. So that's kind of a starting spot. I mean, it goes deep. I mean, you're asking me to explain, I'm 60 and a half years old, having another birthday this year, and condensing it into, a couple minutes. So I did my best, Carla.
You did a great job. Now, I want to go back a few steps, because I've heard you mention Joe Abraham or Abraham. I got the name wrong now. And I'm wondering who he is, because I have never heard of him before.
Well, he's a brilliant thinker. I met him through Phillips Publishing, and then Anthony Robbins. Anthony Robbins brings him in as a marketing expert to his events. But Jay's got a long, illustrious career of being on the front lines of entrepreneurship. And I think he's well known for something called the strategy of Preeminence, which is, it's being a preeminent company, creating greatness within your company. Bottom line, he's like the $30 billion man. He's helped other companies grow by over $30 billion by his consulting, coaching, mentorship, advisory. Okay. And he's been doing like business and marketing think tanks for decades. He's got a lot of successes. I mean, Icy Hot, once upon a time, was a non-existent product. They were this company that was doing, I think, about $20,000 a month. And he took them and did some very innovative advertising and took them to 20 million a year, and then sold them for a large price to, I think, GD Searle, a pharmaceutical company. But Jay has done creative stuff, and he's a student, he's a scientist, he's an inventor, he's an interrogator, he's done the deep dive work. And when I work for him, I went to a very expensive seminar, and I was doing it on payments. They asked me to come to the next seminar. I said, I'm still trying to pay for the first one. And they said, we know. They said, can you barter? And I said, what could I possibly do? And they said, we need transcription. And so what they did is they sent me boxes and boxes. This is my barter of audio cassettes of like 30 years of Jay Abraham business and marketing and sales think tanks. They sent me these audio cassettes sorted by 30 topics, and I listened to them. I transcribed them on yellow pads, and then I typed them up, summarized them, cleaned them up, and I sent all of this expertise into Jay's office on these 30 topics, and it all ended up in the Jay Abraham Marketing Encyclopedia. I mean, I literally, my mentorship, I'm a Jay Abraham protege. He mentored me, and I've learned so much of his knowledge. I mean, he's still a badass. I mean, I can't compete with him. But what I'm really good at is taking Jay's theory and helping really get people to implement that. I'm probably better at Jay than helping people implement. Don't let him say I said that, though, because he's one of the best guys in the world. Okay. And I got blessed because I got mentored by him.
Is he still around, or?
Oh, he is. He's busy teaching entrepreneurship to China, and he sits on many boards of directors. People pay him a lot of money to share the profits of taking their brand to the next level. So he did the teaching, he did these big giant events for a while. The first event I went to, and this was very typical, it was a $5,000 per person event, and there were 500 people in the room. Do the math, that's $2.5 million. And he did those quite frequently. He had a really good sales system and people in the background. Excellent lead generation, excellent list. I mean, the guy does everything, and he does everything right. So yeah, he's less a teacher, and he's more in that high level advisory capacity. He is a teacher. I got blessed. I didn't pay a lot for what I learned from him. I paid a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears, but I got a world-class education. Anyway, I get I've been blessed. I'm a man of many mentors. I've had mentored by many amazing people. And now I get, most people that learn Jay Abraham stuff, they use that stuff inside their own company to build their own empire. And one of the things I recognized is so many people are making the mistakes that Jay helps people heal. And I just realized there's so many people that don't understand the basics of business. And so I made my midlife crisis, making money in technology and losing everything turned into my midlife calling, where I flipped the switch and said, I am no longer in technology. I am now helping people grow and fix their broken businesses and start, grow, fix, magnify, optimize, innovate, and do things smarter, simpler, more leverage, bigger impact, those kinds of things.
What made you decide that you wanted to go from engineering to what you are doing now?
Well, first of all, I think I was always involved in technology, and becoming familiar with the technology was amazing, but then that technology would become antiquated very quickly, and then a new technology would replace it. And then you learn a new technology. I became very adept at learning the newest technology, but you know, I learned all about vacuum tubes, and those no longer existed. So I had to learn all about transistors. Then I had to learn all about integrated circuits. We had reel-to-reel recording, and then I had to learn all about phonographs, and then I had to learn all about 8 tracks. And I was a technician. I repaired these things, and I was also an engineer. And the point is technology goes through these cycles that are just brutal. And I got beat up by those cycles, and I failed pretty miserably. But anyway, I'm learning all this J. Abraham stuff, and I'm learning about like the top 10 marketing mistakes that almost every business makes. And if you fix those things, if you stop making those mistakes, they become marketing or business multipliers. And anyway, I was at a trade show one day, lots of booths and lots of people selling their wares.
Are you there?
There's lots of
I think we're losing you, Joe. Do you want to go out and come back if you can hear me?
huge companies, Fortune, 100. Can you hear me still?
Now I can't. You're
Can you
kind
see
of
me?
breaking. Joe, maybe you should go out and reboot.
I think I'm better now.
Now you sound okay, but I'm wondering if you should just reboot.
No, let's keep going. So look, I want to help so I lost everything. I learned about marketing mistakes. I saw that almost every business, even the big guys, are making these mistakes. I realized I could help everybody. Everybody needs help. And that's the day I made the decision to be a marketing consultant, business consultant. But even though I recognized everybody needs help, everybody could be helped, not everybody wants to be helped, not everybody is open and receptive to being helped, not everybody is able to drop their ego long enough to learn how they are making mistakes and how they can improve what they do. And so I want to help everybody. Everybody doesn't want to be helped. And not everybody wants to pay for help. So there's a small number of people that appreciate a guy like me, and they pay me good money, and then I help them. And I love what I do. I'm good at what I do. I'm using my superpowers. I look forward to my days. I get to help people. I don't even think about retirement because I'm going to do this until I die. Okay. I love the work I do, and I'm making a big impact. I'm changing lives. I'm helping people who are struggling in business, and I'm helping turn them around where they can make a good living, they can prosper. I'm not promising, some kind of over the top riches, but you can build a life in your own business and succeed at it. And I sleep good at night, and I appreciate that.
Well, it's good that you sleep good at night because sleep is the basis for dynamic activity. So that's very important. When you talk about, I've listened to you talk a few times, and you have 3 tips that you tell people. One is be yourself, do what you love, share what you love, and receive from what you love. Can you explain that to us a little?
Yeah, it goes a little deeper than that. Like you need, when you create your business, you want to do what you love, but you don't want to just do what you love for yourself because nobody's going to pay you money. So you need to do what you love for yourself and do for others. Everything you want in life, including money, is controlled by other human beings. And so if you want people to give you money, then you need to give some value back doing what you love at the service of your fellow man. And a lot of people, they just want to make the money, but they don't want to deal with human beings, and they don't really care about making somebody else's life better. I just want the money. And if we focus on the money, receiving the money, everybody wants to receive the money, but there's a law of compensation. If you want to receive a lot, you got to learn to give a lot. You got to give the right way. You got to give with wisdom. So you got to choose the right business where you can do what you love for yourself and do what you love for your clients, that you actually deliver something of value. And so you do what you love and they will pay you money for it. So it's not about doing what you love selfishly. It's do what you love selflessly. The most selfish thing you can do, if you want to make a lot of money, the most selfish thing you can do is be selfless and actually pour a ton of value into others, and the money will flow from that. You just got to be careful where you got to give. You got to give to the givers, because givers will give back. They're wired to give back. You don't want to give to the takers, because takers will take. They're not grateful. What have you done for me lately, kind of thing. So you want to give to the giver. So you want to give with wisdom. So if you want to receive a lot, you got to give a lot. So you want to do what you love for yourself and others, and giving is part of that. The second part, and so let me break that down a little bit more. Choosing your business wisely, and then building your brand, a brand you love, and then building your offer. You need to have an offer that's sellable. So when you do what you love, it's something that you're offering. See, I love offering it. People love buying it, and I love delivering on it. But you have to have a good offer that gets the cash register to ring. So now that we've chosen do what you love, now we got to share what we love. And so we need to become masters of sharing. And the first part is we share our love through our service, and we share our love through our marketing and promotion. And we also share our love through our storytelling. So that's the first piece, is nobody wants to hear an advertisement, but everybody likes a good once upon a time. Carla, you have no idea the number of people that they enter my inbox, like Facebook Messenger, and they start sales pitching me. The first thing they do is and I find it vulgar. I think it's like, all I see is somebody that's trying to make money. They just want to make the money. They're more about the money than me. They haven't asked one thing about me. And so one of the recommendations I have is, first of all, don't do that. Don't do that. What you want to do is always connect at a human level before you even think about connecting at a business level. Like care about people. How are you? I'd like to get to know you. Are you in business already? What's what's your life like? And then if it makes sense, I mean, I understand that you want to talk to people. I'll say, I am an entrepreneur maker. I announced this early. I am an entrepreneur maker. I help good entrepreneurs become great entrepreneurs, and I transform employees into entrepreneurs. What do you do? Okay. So we got to share the love. And so don't just come in and be an ad, nobody wants to hear an ad, but we want to tell good stories. Like once upon a time, a man walked onto I'll tell a different story. Once upon a time, a man was walking down the street, somewhere between Entrepreneur Avenue and Enterprise Way. Anyway, he was walking down the street and he fell into a hole and he couldn't get out. So he's screaming for help, and a man came by and he heard the screams for help, and he threw in some money, but the man was still in the hole. And then a priest came by and he heard the screams for help, and he came by and he said a prayer and dropped in some scriptures, but the man was still in the hole. And then a doctor heard the screams for help, and he heard the screams, and the doctor wrote a prescription and he dropped in some medications, but the man was still in the hole. And then a friend came along and heard the screams for help, and he jumped in the hole. And the man was livid. He's like, "What, are you crazy? Now we're in this hole together." And the friend said, "That's true, but I've been in this hole before and I know the way out. Follow me and let me show you the way." And I'm Joe NIcassio, and I'm that friend. And you know what I've learned is sometimes we think that we need more money, and sometimes we think we need more prayers, and sometimes we think we need more medications, but what we really need is a mentor to show you the way. I'm Joe NIcassio, and I can help show you the way to create a business that works so you don't have to keep falling in these pit holes that you can avoid.
Now,
So that's storytelling.
right.
Go ahead.
Now, with storytelling, some people think, oh, you're not being honest or you're not being open at all. You're just telling me a story. How do you turn your story into helping them understand, yeah, I have something to give you. I have something to teach you.
Well, I think so. There's two kinds of teaching. There's teaching to just straight up educate. And that's what I give my paying clients. Okay. And then there's marketing. There's teaching people to want. So I don't want to convince you. I want you to convince yourself. What I want to do is teach you to desire what I have. Because ultimately, people don't buy logically, they buy emotionally. And so if you want people to want what you've got. And the way we do that is by being valuable. How am I going to make your life better? See, I'm going to teach you some stuff. I'm going to teach you why what I have is important. I'm going to teach you some of the important pieces, what's important. But if you want to learn how, you got to pay me. I'm not, I mean, that's what I do. That's what I get paid for. See, I have coffee mugs I make for my clients, and it's got a logo on one side, and on the other side that you can read, it says, I will solve your problems and you will pay me gratefully and generously. Because that's what business is. I'm going to do this for you if you do this for me. I'm going to solve your problems. Now, if you don't want to pay me to solve your problems, then there's a problem. That's bad karma. That's bad juju, because I'm giving to you, but you don't want to give back. But if I'm giving to you and you want to give back, that's virtuous. That keeps everything going. I want to give to the givers because givers give back. But if I give to somebody and I'm giving and they're just taking, and they don't give back, that's bad karma. That's bad juju. And so we got to learn. So when we need to show, so there's know-how. So there's KNOWHOW. So when we need to talk to people to demonstrate, I have the know-how, like the knowledge, but how. I'm not going to give you any of the how until I'll teach you the how if and when you buy. But if you don't buy, Carla, I give everybody an hour of my time. There's only my time is filling up, so I'm going to have to change that to maybe 30 minutes of my time. But I will give anybody an hour of my time for free. And that's me paying it forward and giving up front. But after that, I can't work with somebody for 6 months without them paying me. So after that, I make a soft offer, and I've got plenty of business. I don't need, I can, if somebody can't pay, that's fine. But it's like, if either you pay, so I give you an hour up front, and then after that, I become compassion for hire. If you pay me, I care. But if you don't pay, I don't care. I can't care because I have to have healthy boundaries.
Okay. So we're talking.
So share the love. Storytelling, promotion, getting the word out to generate leads. And then once you generate leads, you need to do lead nurturing. But those three things, storytelling, lead generation, and lead nurturing, those are ways we share the love.
What do you do when you run into people who say, okay, I love what you do, but I don't have money to pay you? And my response is, if you don't have money to pay me, come to the free show, and that's all I can do for you.
Yeah, I have free resources. I got a bunch of links and things that I've already put a lot of hours. I put thousands of hours preparing some free stuff, but my personal time is valuable. Okay. And so if you don't like what I'm going to say is if you don't have the money, raise the money. If you don't have the money, do a bake sale. If you don't have the money, go do some Uber driving. If you don't have the money, like this is called being an adult. See, if I go to the store and I want to buy the milk, okay, there's this deal that I give you $2 and you give me that gallon of milk. But, if I want to take the milk and I don't, and I don't want to give you the $2, we have a word for that. It's called theft. It's called stealing. It's called bad karma. Okay. And so when somebody says, I want what you got, but and if they say I can't pay for it, first of all, if you want the help's available. So we can make an agreement. I want a deposit and then I want a payment plan, and I'm going to expect you to be honorable and pay for it. The moment the payments stop, I stop. Because I'm doing my part, you got to do your part. And if you're not willing to do that, you need to grow up and be an adult. And, the truth is people have these sad stories about how they can't afford things. And matter of fact, I'd like to spend a little time about changing our self-talk, because, it was bad talk. It's a kind of, so if somebody says, I can't, poor people say, I can't afford it. You know what rich people say? How can I afford it? Because the poor person says, I don't have any resources, but the wealthy person says, how can I be resourceful? How can I use my creativity to afford it? Can I break it into payments? Can I do barter? Can I if I pay it all up front, can I discount? If I say I'm a friend of Rehan, but you have to have a willingness to pay. If you want to receive a lot, expect to receive. If you're not willing to give, the universe doesn't work that way. So let me talk about some affirmations. I'm going to rattle off about 3 of them, 4 of them. One is, I am wealthy. I am wealthy. And you know what? Start counting your blessings. You'll realize you're a lot wealthier than you think. You have a roof over your head. Thank God I'm rich. I have a roof over my head. Millions of people slept homeless last night. Did you get 3 square meals in the last 24 hours? Thank God I'm rich. A lot of people are malnourished and eating junk food and things that don't nourish their body and their soul. Thank God I'm rich. So we got to, the problem is when we say I'm broke, we're comparing ourselves to like billionaires with jets. Okay. Don't do that. Comparison is going to just make you sad and depressed. Okay. If you're going to compare yourself to anybody, thank God I'm rich, thank I got a roof over my, millions of people don't have a roof over their head. And when I hear somebody say I'm poor or I'm broke, you know what I'm hearing, Carla? I'm ungrateful. I'm not counting my blessings. Because if you counted your blessings, you're way richer than you think. I enjoy being wealthy. Go ahead.
I enjoy being what? Say that again.
I enjoy being wealthy.
And we are all wealthy because we all have something. I mean, if they can watch what we're doing now, this conversation, they have a cell phone. They can pick that up and connect with anyone in the world. If
Carla, the truth is the world is abundant, but we have a lot of people have scarcity thinking. And if you look at scarcity, it's scar city. Okay, that's how it's spelled. Scar city, scarcity. But there is abundance there, abundance. Okay, it's like shake your booty and have some fun, because you're living in the abundance. It's like, think about it. You walk outside, there's an abundance of air to breathe to keep you alive. Go to your water tap. There's abundance of water, and look, it's real easy to witness abundance. Go in the city. There's $1 million building. There's a $500,000 building. There's, there's a $40,000 car driving by. There's an $80,000 car driving by. There's a $5,000. But, if you start, like cha-ching, 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 if you just sit outside and realize all the money that's circulating around you, it'll blow your mind. But the question is not whether the universe is abundant, but the question is how are you blocking the abundance? Why is it that your valve is closed and you're not receiving from the abundance?
I ask that question all the time.
abundance. And my guess is if you're not receiving,
Say that again because you broke up, please.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So I'm going to move on to the next couple affirmations. I am open to receive. I am prosperous. I like this one. Money matches everything in my wardrobe.
But that's true. And
it clashes with nothing.
And also, money is something that maybe you're not seeing the actual dollars.
Money, it matches everything in my wardrobe. See, it goes well with black. You know, it goes well with this orange and yellow. It matches everything in my wardrobe. So money matches everything in my wardrobe. And I am, you know what? I am open to receive. This is one. See, I think a lot of people, here's another one. I am a generous giver and an excellent receiver. And so are you open to receiving? Or, you know, it's like, oh no, I couldn't receive that. You know, a lot of people, they're not, they block their receiving.
So how do we change this thinking?
Well, I'm giving you a lot of affirmations now, and I know I sent you a PDF of this. You can share this maybe in the comments, a link to this document. I expect to make a great deal of money. Why? You know, okay, here's a great affirmation. I'm going to have you say this one with me, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to break it into a couple parts. So money comes to me naturally and easily.
Money comes to me naturally and easily.
For all the right reasons.
For all the right reasons. Money comes to me naturally and easily for all the right reasons.
How does that feel?
I like that. Money comes naturally to me for all the right reasons.
You know, see here, most of us, you know, when we sat around the dinner table and had money conversations, you know, were your money conversations around the dinner table supportive and empowering and leading you to prosperity and wealth? For most people around the dinner table, it's like, oh my God, all these bills, money doesn't grow on trees, you know, there's a lot of toxic beliefs around money. And when we talk to ourselves that way, we poison our brain. Our brain is like a garden. And if we plant, we can either plant seeds that bear fruit or we can plant weeds. And so like, you know, we can't afford it is a lot. That's a weed, but how can I afford it becomes something that can grow and blossom. And so by shifting our self-talk, it changes the way we see the world. It either opens our receiving or it closes us off.
And if you're ready to receive, then it comes to you naturally.
Well, see, the thing is we want to receive and we need to be open to receive, but it comes from generous giving. I am a massive contribution to the clients I serve. Right now, you know, Carla, I am trying to be a massive contribution to you. I am trying to be a massive contribution to Rehan, and I'm trying to be a massive contribution to everybody that's watching this video right now. Okay, I'm trying to give you the best of the best of the best. I'm not holding back. And you know what? People will see like this guy's like pouring it out for people. And when people see that, it's like, well, if I hire him, he'll probably pour it out for me. And so it's good, you know, so here's another great affirmation. I am a generous giver and an excellent receiver. They go together.
I like that. Someone just wrote in the chat, and I find this very interesting. I am enjoying being broken. Ha ha. Well, if that's how you think, you are going to be broke. And you'll be broke for the rest of your life.
You know, if words are powerful, then, you know, a lot of people say like they curse God blanket, right? Why not say God bless it? Because words are powerful and you need to recognize that words, you know, so let's ask God to bless our life. You know, dear God, you know, bless me with prosperity, not for greedy or selfish reasons, not for, you know, at the expense of others. God bless me with prosperity so I can provide for myself and my family and my kids and the people I love. And God bless me with prosperity so I can do good in the world and I can do more charity. I can do more philanthropy. You know, I think God wants us to be rich. I think God wants us to prosper as long as we're putting love God and love people. Okay. Don't love money over people. That's evil. If you know, I love people and I use money as a tool. But the moment I love money over people, it goes to a very evil, dark place. And so this is a mistake people make. But here's what I want you to write down. I don't think this is in my affirmations, but when good people make good money, they can do more good things.
I like that. And that's a very necessary thing because good people can do it. Now, I do have a question, and it's more of a personal question, but okay.
Bring it on.
I have
Bring it
been
on.
doing the English show for over 4 years. We started it for free. And when we started it, we had no idea where it was going to go. And yet I have people who have gained that confidence to speak in English now. And that's
Okay.
worth more than money can pay. How can I change?
No, it's not, because you know, you need the money.
Right. But it is.
So look, you did it for charity. You did it from the goodness of your heart, and that's great. But I think as much as it's great to have a free program, you need to also have a paid program. Like, your intention to do this was not to make money, and guess what? You are successfully fulfilling on your intention.
Right.
So maybe it's time to reinvent yourself. Maybe you can do another thing that the intention is to make money. Okay. Maybe you can balance it out. Maybe, you know, where do you put your time? But at the end of the day, Carla needs to make a living. And so what's the one primary thing Carla needs to do to make a living? What you need, you know, I think if you have this thing where you teach people English for free, this is great. This is what I do for free. Here's the scope of it. Here's the boundaries on it. But if you want more, you know, I have this, you know, what makes all this possible for me to do free stuff is I actually have a business that works where I'm a massive contribution to the people I serve, and they pay me. I am a generous giver and an excellent receiver. And if you want the free stuff, come onto the show. And if you want the paid stuff that's bigger, you know, like, you can only do so much on the show, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes or even 30 minutes. Working with somebody for 30 minutes, I'm sure a lot of people watching this today are getting value from it, but getting, you know, an hour with Joe in an interview format is not the same as 6 months of Joe one-on-one, you know, every week for an hour every week, where we work on every aspect of your business and we build a business that really works. 6 months with Joe, 30 minutes with Joe versus 6 months with Joe. I mean, you can't even compare it. So if you're enjoying the interview and you like the idea of working with me for a full 6 months to change your life, change your business, make a profitable business, then, you know, it's expensive. It's not cheap, but it's guaranteed results. And, you know, I want to tell you something, Carla. I turn people away. One of the things I ask, you know, even if they have the money, I ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to making this business successful? And if they say they're a 9, I'm like, no, I can't take you as a client. You're 9 out of 10 committed to your own success, but I'm 10 out of 10 committed to your own success. Why do I care? Why am I more committed to you hitting your goals than you are? That's a problem. So what's it going to take to get you 10 out of 10? Because I don't want to work with somebody that's half-assed. I don't want to.
You're breaking up again.
Work with somebody that's got one foot in the door and 1 foot out. It's tough. It's not.
I agree. Joe, we can't hear you. Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat.
It's a lot of work.
Right.
You hear me?
Joe, can you hear me?
Okay, back. Can you hear me now?
Now I can, but I need you here.
Okay.
Joe, I want to thank you. Where are you?
Here.
I can't see you.
All right. Can you see me now?
Yeah. I want to thank you for your time and energy today because you brought up some very, very important points. And I'm wondering if there's anything that you want to leave our audience with.
Yeah, I think, you need to look in the mirror with strict eyes. You need to be honest. Here's the thing. When somebody says, I don't have money, and if they have at least one penny to their name, they're not only lying to me, but they're lying to themselves. And so if the only thing you have to your name is one penny, I want you to be grateful for that penny. I want you to say, thank you, God, I still have a penny. I'm grateful for what I got, and I appreciate more is on the way. Because if you're not grateful, Carla, people walk down the street and they see a penny on the ground and they say, I don't need that. Okay. And what they're doing is not only are they saying, I don't need that penny, but to me, on a penny, it says, in God we trust. Okay. That penny is a gift from God. Thank you, God, for sending me a penny. I'm grateful for this penny and more is on the way. I'm going to dance and celebrate that God is blessing me with the penny. And that's the beginning. But when you say, I don't need that penny, it's only a penny, what you're telling yourself, what you're telling God, what you're telling the universe is you don't need anymore. I don't need that penny, but that penny represents more. And if you don't appreciate the penny, then the $100, the $1,000, the $10,000 paydays are not going to come your way. So I want to give everybody one last affirmation. It's a sequence of affirmations. Carla, if you want to play along, just repeat after me. Okay. I am the best.
I am the best.
I've been trained by the best.
I have been trained by the best.
I only work with the best.
I only work with the best.
I always get paid the best.
I always get paid the best.
And I'm worth every penny.
And I am worth every penny.
And it's those pennies that I want people to appreciate. That's how I want to end this is, I don't, what? Honestly, when I hear people say, hey, Joe, can you help me build a business? Yeah, that's what I do. But I'm broke. I'm poor. It's like, oh my God, this sad story. It's like depressing me. I just want to go I just want to go commit suicide because their depressing story is so freaking sad. I don't want that. I don't want those negative voices living in my head. So change the voices in your head to something more positive and supportive. And I promise you, people will open up to you more. Take care. You know what? There's a story. There's this fable. It's called The Goose That Lays the Golden Egg. A farmer had a goose. A farmer had a goose and it laid golden eggs. And every day it would take, the golden egg to the market and sell it. And the farmer got a little greedy. And so he says, if I just kill the goose and open it up, there'll be all these golden eggs inside. Well, he killed the goose. There were no more golden eggs. And he killed the goose that laid the golden egg. And the moral of the story is that it's, greed and selfishness kills your goose. Okay. I teach people to build businesses that works. I am the goose that lays the golden eggs for my clients. I help my clients build that. And the thing is you don't want to kill the goose. You want to nurture the goose. You want to love the goose. You want to get the goose a goose masseuse. Okay. And so don't kill the goose that lays the golden eggs. You want to take care of the goose. You want to feed it the best goose food. You want to nurture the goose because I'm here to help people and I want to help, but don't come to me with your poverty story because you're just going to make me want to get sick. I just don't, I don't have time for people that talk about how they can't do it. I'm looking, you know, I don't want to hear I can't afford it. What I want to hear is how can I afford it? How can I find a way? How can I give? Like, and that will serve you. Now, it's not just about me. This is to serve you in the marketplace.
Right.
Be that massive contribution to others. Go change some lives. Give in service and you will receive in money. The reason you're not receiving money is because you haven't found a way to give in service the right way. So that's how I would end it. And if somebody wants to read.
I have a question for you. So if
Yes.
you give in service and you give out your gift every day, how do you turn it around to be also receiving?
Well, you need to, but you can't give free to everybody, Carla.
Right.
So you need to say, okay, who is my ideal customer? What problem do I solve for them? And do I have a product or service that can solve their problem? And say, okay, I work with these kind of people who have this kind of problem and I have this kind of promise. And here's my price. And so it's all about what are you going to give in exchange for money? But if you know, you're stuck in giving away without the money. And so that, like, if you have no boundaries on that, you're just going to give and give and give. And at the end of the day, I know how it feels, Carla. You're going to end up feeling empty. And so when it comes on the business side, you got to give to the givers because givers are wired to give back. You want to give people, look, there's two kind of problems in the world. There's problems people will pay to solve and problems people won't pay to solve. And so you need to make your offer so juicy and irresistible that people go, wow, Carla's offer is amazing. I'll buy it. Now, will everybody buy from you? No, but you need to have something that enough people will buy from you to give you a good living. To me, a good living is $10,000 a month. If you're making that,
Great.
you can live anywhere on the planet. To me, $5,000 a month is survival. You know, I'm from California. I'm in Seattle right now.
And you're getting lost now.
I'm a digital nomad. I have geographic freedom and time freedom. But anyway, what was I going to say? You know, you want.
Joe, you're getting lost again. Are you there? Okay, guys, this is Carla.
Anyway, Carla, yeah. Hello.
Hi, I can hear you now. Joe, I'm going to end this and I'll talk to you off air. This is Carla from Rehan Allahwala's World.
Back? We back?
You're back, but you're not.
Can you hear me now?
Not well.
Let me try something real quick.
Let me go offline.
Can you see me now? Can you hear me now?
I can see you and I can hear you now, but I don't want it to go long with this because I'm afraid I'm going to lose you again. So
let's just wrap up.
I want to thank you for speaking with me and taking the time. I love the affirmations and I'm looking forward to seeing them. And you can put them in the chat because it's your work. And I want to hope that we can talk a little more as time goes by. I want to remind people that this show was sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization promoting peace, one conversation at a time. And let's wave goodbye. Joe, can you wave goodbye? I don't know if you can hear me or not. Bye, everyone.
Have a nice